Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Safta Remen. In today's video, I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step formula I use to get more views on my videos. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear plan to implement immediately. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the end video. So please don't skip this video. The history of the 10 Pfennig coin is as follows. Her origins in the German Empire, 1873 to 1918. The 10 Pfennig coin was first introduced by the German Empire in 1873, initially valued at 0.10 gold mark. A Weimar Republic and post-WWI, 1918 to 1922. After World War I and the establishment of the Weimar Republic, the gold mark was replaced by the papier mark, and a similar 10 Pfennig coin continued to be issued until 1922. A Federal Republic of Germany. 1949 to 2002. The 10 Pfennig coin, featuring a small oak seedling, was a common denomination in the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany and later, Unified Germany. These coins, including those issued in 1982, circulated for decades until they were demonetized and no longer accepted as legal tender after February 28, 2002. With the introduction of the euro. A history of the 10 Pfennig coin. 1. Early background. The Pfennig as a monetary unit. The Pfennig traces its roots back to the early Middle Ages. The name derives from the Old High German phening, itself related to the English penny. For centuries, the Pfennig was a small denomination coin used across the Holy Roman Empire and its successor states. By the 19th century, when the German Empire was formed in 1871, the Pfennig had become the official subunit of the mark, with 100 Pfennigs equal to 1 mark. 2. The German Empire, 1871 to 1918. After German unification under Prussia, the mark was introduced in 1873 as the new national currency. The 10 Pfennig coin became one of the most common small denomination coins. Material, initially struck in copper nickel, giving them durability and a silvery appearance. Design, featured the denomination 10 within a wreath on the reverse, and the imperial eagle, Reichsadler, on the obverse. Mint marks. Coins were struck in multiple mints, A equals Berlin, D equals Munich, E equals Moldenhatten, F equals Stuttgart, G equals Karlsruhe, J equals Hamburg, and each carried a small mint mark below the date. Circulation roll. The 10 Pfennig coin was a practical everyday denomination, used for bread, newspapers, or tram tickets. During World War I, 1914 to 1918. Shortages of metal forced the government to introduce iron and zinc coins, which were cheaper but prone to corrosion. 3. The Weimar Republic, 1919 to 1933. After the fall of the German Empire in 1918, the Weimar Republic inherited a battered economy. Early inflation period, 1919 to 1923. The mark lost value rapidly due to war reparations and economic instability. The 10 Pfennig coins of this era were struck in aluminum, as nickel and copper were too expensive. By 1923, hyperinflation rendered small coins virtually worthless, as prices soared into the billions of marks. Stabilization, 1924 onwards, with the introduction of the Rentenmark, 1923, and then the Reichsmark, 1924, stability returned. The 10 Pfennig coin was reissued in bronze aluminum, with the wheat ears and swastika-free eagle design. It once again became a useful everyday coin. 4. The Third Reich, 1933 to 1945. Under Nazi Germany, the 10 Pfennig coin design was altered to reflect the regime's ideology. Design featured the denomination, oak leaves, and later the swastika beneath the imperial eagle. Materials, initially bronze aluminum, later shifted to zinc, especially during World War II, due to metal shortages. Use. Despite inflationary pressures during the war, the coin continued to circulate in daily transactions. After Germany's defeat in 1945, the coinage of the Third Reich was demonetized and replaced by occupation currencies. 5. Post-war division and the occupation. Period, 1945 to 1949. Following World War II, Germany was divided into Allied occupation zones: American, British, French, Soviet. The Reichsmark continued briefly but suffered from inflation. Emergency local issues and Notgeld, necessity money, were often used in place of small coins. Plans were made for new currencies in both West and East Germany. 6. Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany. The Deutsche Mark era, 1949 to 2001. In 1948, the Deutsche Mark, DM, was introduced in West Germany, replacing the Reichsmark. The Pfennig was again subdivided into 100 units per mark. 10 Pfennig coin design. Introduced in 1949, designed by Joseph Bernhardt. Obverse, a simple oak sprig symbolizing rebirth and stability. Reverse, the numeral 10, with the words Bundesrepublik, Deutschland and the mint mark. Material, made of brass-clad steel, which gave it a golden color. This made it distinguishable from other denominations. Longevity. The 10 Pfennig became one of the longest-serving coin designs in West German. Currency, minted from 1949 until the euro changeover in 2001. Everyday role. It was widely used for vending machines, telephones, newspapers, and daily shopping. 7. German Democratic Republic, East Germany. The Mark der DDR, 1949 to 1990. East Germany, GDR, also introduced its own mark and coinage system. 10 Pfennig coin. Issued starting in 1948-49 with the new East German mark. Early coins struck in aluminum, very lightweight. Design featured the denomination and a hammer and compass emblem, representing workers and socialism. Usage. Like its West German counterpart, it was an everyday small coin. Demonetization. After German reunification in 1990, GDR coins were withdrawn and replaced by the Deutsche Mark. 8. Reunification and the Euro transition, 1990 to 2001. When East and West Germany reunited in 1990, the West German Deutsche Mark became the sole legal currency. The 10 Pfennig coin continued unchanged in design. By the late 1990s, inflation slightly reduced its buying power, but it remained in circulation for small purchases. Final year of issue, 2001. On the 1st of January, 2002, the euro officially replaced the Deutsche Mark, and the 10 Pfennig coin was withdrawn. A Federal Republic of Germany, 1949 to 2002. The 10 Pfennig coin, featuring a small oak seedling, was a common denomination in the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany and later, Unified Germany. These coins, including those issued in 1982, circulated for decades until they were demonetized and no longer accepted as legal tender after February 28, 2002, with the introduction of the euro. A history of the 10 Pfennig coin. Conclusion. The 10 Pfennig coin holds a special place in German numismatic history. First introduced with the German Empire in the late 19th century, it survived wars, economic collapse, hyperinflation, dictatorship, Cold War division, and eventual reunification. Always a small but vital unit of currency, it symbolized everyday life for generations of Germans. By the time it was retired in 2001, it had become one of Germany's most familiar coins, remembered with nostalgia in the Euro era.